Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game. Playoffs? 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 I just hope we can win a game. Playoffs? 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 Playoffs?
Let's go.
Playoffs?
And we are live in the Fantasy Lounge. An interesting intro to say the least, but it is playoff time, and it's the best kind of time.
Playoffs!
It's the best kind of time in our league, especially. So, Commissioner, hey, me and you both in the playoffs?
Could it happen? Is it the podcast that's made us this relevant this year, you think?
I mean, this is for me back-to-back years in the playoffs.
First playoff berth since the abysmal year I took on Waldo. This is about 3 years ago now. 3 years ago.
So, yeah. So you get a little drop, you're back in.
A little drop. Feels good to be back.
And you're looking at the top 2 points for in the league.
You're looking at top number 1 points, buddy.
Now, the real thing is, we have four matchups this week. You're looking at Simo, Andy, Ryan, and Gallagher. This week, not really big for them because they're not playing. And so this week we're going to come down and break down some matchups. And we also have a little a special guest in the lounge today.
Yeah, absolutely.
A returning guest. We're talking about a former champion.
Former champ. He's getting dethroned this year. That's what I said.
Got the
Ding dong! The champ is dead.
Right over. Well,
but for the next 3 weeks, the champ is here. The champ is here. Welcome back to the lounge.
Good to be with you boys. On a somber note, I got the bye week this week, but not the right bye week I was looking for.
Yeah,
but
the old consolation play. I was used to that. I like it. You know what? People shake their head at the old consolation bracket, but you know what? It leaves things interesting.
You know, it could be worse, could be better. The big thing is the trophy's still with me for another 3 weeks, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah. That's good. You get some ring this year, though.
I have to ask. 11 points from taking my spot. There's a lot of different scenarios that could have happened. A lot of playoff spots were up in the air. Some breaking news on lunch. A lot of playoff spots were up in the air, and it just so happened I weaseled my way in by 11 points over Allenberg. So, any looking back, any regrets you have?
You know, my only regret was that I didn't win. My biggest game of the year was versus Leith, week 11, and my team just put up a stinker. I think I scored, 75?
71 points.
71 points. Other than that week, I didn't score under 100, 105, 106 points.
Yeah.
So I picked a pretty shitty time to lay an egg like that. But, no regrets. No regrets. You gotta take everything with a grain of salt, and it is what it is.
Now, there was a lot of criticism of the famous Cam Newton-Hopkins trade. How do you feel about that looking back?
Looking back, did it come back to bite me in the ass in the long run? Yeah, Edelman went down, but you can't cry over spilled milk at this point. And who's to say, even without that trade, that I still even get into the playoffs? We'll never really know. I think my guys that I got in the trade, they panned out. Mark Ingram's easily a top 5 running back, even though he is down again. But I think it's safe to say that anybody who touched my team this year, they were IR ridden from the get-go.
Yeah. I mean, you, Waldo, I think got bit with the injury bug a lot this year. You just got to roll with the punches. And you did. I mean, a 7-6 season, not making the playoffs, that's rough.
Not bad.
I don't think that's ever happened in our league, by the way. Over 500 team not making the playoffs.
I always said at the beginning that I was always, at the beginning of the year, I'm like, 7 wins gets you in the playoffs. This is the first year that 8 wins, you need to get in the playoffs. That's huge for the league. That just shows how competitive this league is and how top-heavy I would say it was. Another thing I'd like to add is a crucial matchup last week between me and Gallagher make the playoffs. And I can't even talk shit to him. You know what I mean? Especially after he puts up 175 points and loses.
That's tough.
That would have been awesome to be texting this guy. I have to email him, but...
You can send him a letter. By the time it gets there, you'll probably be, planning your golf outing, too, because you might lose this week as well.
Now, we have a very interesting segment today on the lounge. A little something different. kind of a game almost of about they kind of highlights the regular season and all the great players that maybe went this year in the NFL season. It's called the statistical scramble, right? So how this is going to work is I'm gonna toss over a category to either Randy or Ryan. They have 30 seconds to name the top 10 players at each position. So say for instance, we'll start with Randy. Top 10 quarterbacks, right? You have 30 seconds. Are you ready to go? On your mark, get set, go.
Give me a pen. I'm gonna have to say it's got to be Brady 1, Cam,
Drafted both of them.
Carson Palmer, Bortles,
Yeah.
Russell Wilson. Is it not in the order? I'm just naming Wilson. The Red Rocket,
10 seconds.
Dalton. Maybe throw in Roethlisberger or shit. Eli.
Weeks. 5, 4,
I'm missing someone.
3,
1,
2,
4, 5,
All right, not too bad. 6 out of 10. But if that was a test, that's a D.
I didn't even say Rodgers.
So not too good. But at the same time, Randy's used to
If I got one more,
pretty much
C's
failing
get the
tests. So now you start off strong. In fact, you start off really strong. Brady, Cam, Palmer, top 3 fantasy quarterbacks this year, nailed them. Boom.
drafted them.
Russell Wilson, number 7. He threw in Bortles, number 6. Yeah, little Blake Bortles action.
Yeah.
And also, too, the Red Rocket. So you actually had... How do you miss Aaron Rodgers?
You gave the time. You guys were counting down. I freaked out.
So the list goes Brady, Cam, Palmer, Rodgers, Dalton, Bortles, Wilson, Phillip Rivers, Derek Carr, Drew Brees.
Drew Brees actually put it up there. That's impressive.
Top 10 quarterbacks. Now, real talk. What is more surprising to you? The fact that Blake Bortles finished number 6, or the fact that Carson Palmer, top 3 quarterback?
Yeah, I think the Carson Palmer.
Palmer is, as he's killing right now, had an awesome season last year before he got hurt too.
But number 3?
Number 3.
Yeah.
Hitting the old fountain of youth. You know what I'm saying?
I think what might even be a little bit more surprising, other than those two, was I think in the top 10. Are we missing Eli in the top 10?
Not missing Eli.
He rounds it out.
Outside the top 10.
I gotta say too, even though this guy didn't make the top 10, he had a hell of a season. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he's got to be number 11 or 12, just with the season he put together. I know he missed a game or two with that broken wrist or broken thumb.
Put up a 5 1 week.
Yeah, that too. He had some rough ones.
You know what else was a sneaky play this year? If you caught him when he was hot, Josh McCown for this stretch.
Yeah. He had 1 week, 45 points, pushing 50.
Hoyer's been pretty solid as well.
Hoyer, nowadays, there's been a lot of good, a lot of interesting plays. A lot of interesting plays this week at quarterback. Also, too, the top 2 quarterbacks drafted this year, Aaron Rodgers finished number 4, but I mean, being the top quarterback drafted, Andrew Luck. I know injuries, but outside of the top 10.
Oh, man, it's crazy. Even when he was playing before the injuries and the broken ribs, just not putting it together out there with his receiving core.
If I would have stuck with the 2 quarterbacks that I drafted, that I thought were going to have great years, we would be
little Ryan Taney.
Little Ryan Tannehill and fucking Sam Bradford. It looks like he stole his older brother's jersey. I would be in a little shitstorm, you could say.
And let's just say if I stuck with mine, I'd be rocking the top 2 quarterbacks. One on.
Who are you going to play? You're still only going to play 1.
Exactly. Woulda, shoulda, coulda, right?
No.
Story of my life.
Ryan being the guest, do you want running backs, wide receivers, tight ends right now?
I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go running backs because I feel like the wide receiver one is pretty cut and dry. There's not going to be too many surprises. So why don't you toss the running backs?
Some running backs. A lot. Now, this is the year of the IR running back.
Yeah, you said it.
Hey, you know what we should do? I got another little game after this. But here's the thing. So Randy was 6 points only. Not too good. Not too good to start. We're going to toss it over to my guest for running backs. 30 seconds. You got the time?
I'm looking.
Ryan, are you ready?
I am ready.
On your mark, get set, go.
Let me get AP. Let me get Chris Ivory. Let me get Mark Ingram. I'm also feeling a little bit of Devontae Freeman, Todd Gurley. Drawing a blank there. Maybe a Lamar Miller, if I do say so myself. Let's see here. I'm trying to get guys that are off IR, and it's kind of hard to think because all those guys are hurt. Matt Forte, LaShawn McCoy. Time!
Oh!
All right.
Only with 6. Now here's who you got. You got Devontae, AP, Ingram, Lamar Miller. Those are the top 4 actually.
Wow.
Chris Ivory was number 7, and then LaShawn McCoy. Did you say DeMarco Murray?
I did not.
You missed DeMarco Murray. So McCoy was 9, Ivory was 7.
Sure, it was DeMarco Murray and not the Latavius.
Oh, what? No, my fault.
Latavius.
Latavius Murray.
Oh.
Your guy.
My guy. I predicted top 5 for Latavius going into the season. Number 8. So yeah, Mikey Mack, toss him up for me. Now here's the thing. You missed pretty much a sleeper all year. The muscle hamster.
Yeah.
Doug Martin.
Martin's top 3 running back in the league.
No, he's not.
No, he's outside the 5.
No,
I think he's 6.
in not PPR. That's my fault.
Yeah, standard leagues.
PPR, a little Danny Woodhead.
Ah,
Danny Woodhead was 6. And then you missed D'Angelo Williams, number 10.
should have thought of that.
So it went Freeman, AP, Mark Ingram, Lamar Miller, Muscle Hamster, Danny Woodhead, Chris Ivory, Latavius, LaShawn McCoy, D. Will.
You almost have to shout it out to D. Will, too, because how many weeks was Le'Veon Bell back in that starting role where he was only
6.
seeing maybe 4 touches a game?
5.
So, but either way, the fact that he's rounding out the top 10 and he played, 4 or 5 weeks in a change of pace role, maybe getting 5-6 touches, that just shows you how explosive he's been in the absence of Le'Veon.
Can I also say this? That when you look at that list, what jumps at you the most about that list?
To me,
It's got to be health. I'm sorry, I got to put it's health. It's the guys who've been healthy all year because this year I don't think we've ever seen a fantasy season this year where so many people got hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because they're not doing the 2-a-days and the OTAs and stuff, and practice has been cut down to non-contract drills. But man, I have not an injured riddled year. The waiver wire has been booming because it's injured wire. It's barren. You could say the waiver wire. I've never seen the waiver wire so barren in my life.
all right. One question. Doug Martin, Danny Woodhead, D'Angelo Williams. Biggest surprise. Top 10.
Woodhead's always a great PPR.
The top 10 running back?
It got to be Doug Martin after that fucking abyss. No, D'Angelo. You're not gonna say D'Angelo Williams because you're thinking Le'Veon Bell's gonna be healthy.
Yeah, but to me, it's Doug Martin.
Easily. Because, there's no injury that gets him into that role, and you could throw a flyer out there at the beginning of the year and bet that D'Angelo Williams could round out in the top 10 or any one of the other backups. But
Has D'Angelo Williams ever been a top 10 running back in the last 3 years?
I doubt it.
he had, no, not the last 3, but once in his career before he got paid in Carolina, the one before they drafted Jonathan Stewart, he had a hell of a year, 1,200 yards rushing.
Yeah. So, interesting. Again, a lot of people on IR. We're going to go into it later. The running backs on IR. It's insane. Okay? Now, Randy, what's your list? What do you want? Wide receivers, tight ends at the end.
Let him pick. I'll take the leftovers.
I'll do tight ends.
Oh, going tight ends. So 6'6". So, Randy, are you ready for tight
Tied
ends?
up.
30 seconds to name the top 10 tight ends this regular season. Are you ready? On your mark. Get set. Go.
Gronk. We're going Barnage. We're going Witten. We're going Walker. Oh my
15
God.
seconds.
Olsen. Rogers? Rogers got to be up there.
5,
Eifert.
4, 3, 2, time.
No! 7. Not bad, not bad. Here's who you missed. You missed Travis Kelce, Jordan Reed, and Ben Watson.
Benjamin Watson.
And Ben Watson. So it goes like this. Gronk, Olsen, Barnage, Delaney Walker, number 4.
13th round, bitches.
Tyler Eifert, Travis Kelce, Jordan Reed, Ben Watson, Rogers from Green Bay, and then Jason Witten. Barely getting into the top 10. He had a big year.
I'd really love to see the point breakdown between maybe the top 3, maybe 5, and what the margin was of points difference.
I think
Gronk had a 204. I believe Witten had like a 120 something.
I think it's the cutoff really when it drops off hardest after Eifert.
Yeah. Jordan Reed though, if Jordan Reed's healthy all year,
Yeah.
he
You say that about a lot of people.
Delaney Walker's pushing 165, 170 right now, so you gotta give it to him. He's put together some
Kyle
really
Rudolph?
good weeks.
no Kyle Rudolph something? Yeah.
He's fighting to get back in the countdown there too.
No. Bigger surprise. Delaney Walker, Gary Barnage. Both like to tell me the fact. I know Delaney was good last year, but top 4.
Delaney Walker's always been on your fantasy radar as a fantasy player. You know what I'm saying? He's always been there. But you know of Delaney Walker, and you know if he had a good quarterback. He always had those games where he'd have 3 touchdowns out of nowhere and 150 yards receiving. But the thing is, he never hit a quarterback. The thing is, Barnes became a household name this year. The guy, some white guy from. Can you name the college he went to?
I can't.
Exactly. No one knows where this guy came from.
Is he a rookie or is he a
Eric
vet?
Barnkowski, you could call him.
Dude, he was unbelievable.
He's unreal. And he's got fucking the drunk Johnny Manziel passing to him. And Josh McCown, he's about 45 years old. Like, the guy's out here making plays. And to his benefit, though, Cleveland's out of every game, so they got to pass. So there's numbers to be had.
That's true. I'm going to throw this out there. Travis Kelce, biggest disappointment at the tight end position? To be number 6?
And he thought he was supposed to be top 3? I'd say
Number
so.
6,
And he's
though.
healthy?
I'm going to go with Martellus Bennett as being the way bigger disappointment. At least he's giving you top 10 production. Martellus Bennett, even if he was healthy, he just got put on IR this past week, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's still out of the top 10, not missing any other weeks. He's played every single game. He's easily been the biggest disappointment at the tight end position.
Change of the guard almost. No Jimmy Graham.
Yeah.
No Martellus Bennett. No Antonio Gates.
Can I say up until last week, though, Jimmy Graham had 50 less receiving yards than Tyler Eifert. The only difference was Tyler Eifert gets in the end zone.
Yeah.
Probably 9 or 10 touchdowns on the year. Right?
Yeah, that's a major difference.
Big difference.
Okay.
But the yards are there.
So Randy with the big 7. So now Randy's got 13. Ryan's got 6. Ryan, you need 7 to tie, 8 to win against receivers. You think you got it?
I think I got it.
Now you got the clock. On your mark. Get set. Go.
We're going Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, Antonio Brown, A.J. Green, Brandon Marshall, Odell Beckham Jr., Demaryius Thomas, Calvin Johnson. Let's see who else could be up there. I'm missing some big ones. Maybe a Jarvis Landry? Maybe shit. Not an Eric Decker, but I'm gonna throw him out there anyways. Ah! Is Landry on there?
And 8. A big 8 for Ryan. So 14-13. Ryan steals it at the end with Jarvis Landry.
Last win
Now-
Ryan's gonna get this year.
The two he missed, Larry Fitzgerald,
Oh, Jesus.
Allen Robinson.
Allen,
Allen Robinson.
your
Hey,
boy.
do you remember? Let's just take a little segment right here. Just slide this in.
Here we go.
Do you remember at the draft? Allen Robinson, Randy, the commission. Allen Robinson picked him. What did I pick him in the 5th round?
Yep.
No, in the 4th. I picked Allen Robinson in the 4th.
No, I was a 5th. I'm pretty sure it was 5th. But here's the thing. I'm going to break down the order. It goes Antonio Brown, Julio, DeAndre Hopkins, number 3, ODB, Brandon Marshall, hello, Allen Robinson, Larry Fitzgerald, A.J. Green, Jarvis Landry, Calvin Johnson.
Jarvis was number 9, huh?
Just outside of the top 10, Brandon Cooks. Demaryius Thomas was number 11, Brandon Cooks. Decker was up there. So in general, there's been a lot of good plays this year at wide receiver. Travis Benjamin's been a good play.
Yeah. Michael Crabtree coming out and being a top 15 guy.
Crabtree Cooper's been solid.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of good plays this year at wide receiver. Very deep position. Now, here's the thing. Bigger surprise. We're talking veterans here. Larry Fitzgerald or Brandon Marshall. I mean, I know Brandon Marshall was hurt last year, but going in, Geno Smith, Ryan Fitzpatrick, I don't think anybody would have guessed he would have been top 5 receiver this year.
Brandon Marshall?
But then Larry Fitz as well.
Can I also say Brandon Marshall, the only receiver in NFL history to have 1,000 yards receiving on 4 different teams? And it was all year 1. Everyone knows Brandon Marshall, if he, God forbid, tears it down or breaks it down at the Jets and gets picked up by someone else, that first year where you go somewhere else, he always kills. The man is a legend. It's just his attitude and his cuckoo-ness that people can't handle.
I think the fact that he's been on 4 different teams and had the opportunity to do that
And
speaks
he is-
volumes for the type of player he is.
It
Anybody's
speaks volumes
itching
for
to
it?
get rid of
Or
him.
does it speak to the fact that people aren't willing to deal with his production?
That's what I'm saying. It
That
speaks
his
volumes. The fact that how many other
His-
wide receivers
his
that put up that type
character
of
and
production
attitude aren't worth
are on
1,000
that
yards
many-
receiving. You know?
Exactly. I think another huge surprise there, the lack of big names. Obviously, injuries has played a major case into it. Julian Edelman going down. Keenan Allen was a major surprise.
Those would have been top 10 guys.
Makes me want to throw up every time I say the name. But also, Randall Cobb, outside of the top 15. You're also looking at
And he played every year.
Emmanuel Sanders. Is he even a top 20 wide receiver?
Yes.
And Alshon Jeffrey, I know he's been hurt, but still, you gotta just take a look at some of those names that are not falling within the top 10 today. Kind of makes you realize that some of these guys that have been household names, especially in the world of PPR fantasy play, they're kind of falling off. And the guys like Michael Crabtree's resurgence, Allen Robinson coming out of nowhere, Allen Hurns had himself a hell of a year until recent weeks. So just shows you that the young wide receiving core in the NFL really stepping up there.
Yeah, it's really been a lot of nice plays wide receiver.
Oh, yeah.
I like the wide receiver position. That's why I've never drafted a running back in the top 2 rounds again.
Ever?
Ever.
You heard it here first.
Board bet. Shake it up, Randy. Bet something on it.
What do you want?
Unless I get
What?
Oh, here we go.
We're over here, Mike.
Unless he gets that guy who's about
All
to
right, I got late going. He's got AP and Foster. I gotta see right now. No. We got one more thing. I got a couple more things. We got 2 questions.
Foster.
We got 2 questions
Yeah,
here.
AP and Foster going.
Yeah, no, AP and
Fitz.
Fitz. My bad.
Thank you.
But anyway, we got a couple more statistical anomalies this year, right? And so I'm gonna throw this one out to Ray, and then I'm gonna give one to Ryan here. An interesting development this year. Andy Anaya has started 5 different quarterbacks to all give him wins. He had 8 wins. 5 of them come from different quarterbacks. Now, you got 30 seconds. Randy, can you name them?
Andrew Luck, Hasselbeck, probably like fucking, I don't know.
5 different quarterbacks.
Alex Smith.
Come on.
Fitzpatrick. I don't know. I have no idea, man. He was playing everyone. Maybe a Hoyer, maybe a McCown. I've named people.
Keep going.
How much time we got?
No, I'm done.
All right, bro. That was pathetic.
What do you get?
No, he got 2. He got, obviously, Andrew Luck. That's who he drafted. And then also Brian Hoyer. He started against me week 11. He put up an 18, got him the win. I was pissed. Lost by 2 that week. But anyway, people don't forget. Now, you missed 3. Blake Bortles, he started 1 week. Week 4, I believe. He started Kirk Cousins.
He put up a 40 that week.
With a big 40. And then Marcus Mariota.
Fuck Marcus Mariota.
5 different quarterbacks this man started to all get W's. So that's very impressive. Again, a statistical anomaly, if you will, right? Now, my next question is for Ryan. 6 starting running backs this year. Starting running backs on IR. Like, I'm talking stud. People that you would have placed. There's 1 that no one drafted, but 5. There's 5 for sure that were drafted in the top 2 rounds of our league. Can you name them?
Arian Foster's one of them.
Yeah, Foster.
Your boy Deion Lewis was there also.
Yes, that's the one that we drafted.
Mark Ingram, my guy, he just went on. Le'Veon Bell.
Yes.
Who else is on IR? There's another one. There's 2 more. Fuck.
Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop,
Le'Veon Bell, not AP.
It's funny. The irony is that you're not getting these 2.
Because they're my guys.
Yeah.
Fucking. Jamal fucking Charles.
Yep.
Fuck that scumbag. And Chris Johnson.
And Chris Johnson.
Jesus.
7 pretty much stud running backs this year placed on IR.
3 of which were on my team at every single point when they got hurt.
Marshawn Lynch put on IR? No, right?
No.
But
Was he?
I don't know. But not to mention, Marshawn Lynch banged up all year. Matt Forte banged up. Eddie Lacy, where's he
Bad as
been?
fuck.
Where has Eddie Lacy been?
My boy
I can tell
Jeremy
you where he's
Hill,
been.
non-existent.
Jeremy Hill.
Old Country Buffet in the fucking.
These are all people. DeMarco Murray. Hello. These are all people that are drafted in the top 2 rounds. Just have not shown up.
Lesson learned. No more back-to-back running backs in the first 2
Kind of
rounds.
eye-opening, right?
Does that really solidify going forward for the next years going forward that there is no sure thing at running back?
You know what every wise man said, you can learn a lot by looking back in the past. So that's 1 year. Let's see where it's been the past
I'm
couple.
telling you right now, even AP last year, with the whole domestic case.
Yeah.
Just it's been crazy for running backs. No,
But objects look farther away in your rearview mirror, just so you know.
I kind of like this little thing we had going.
Yeah.
This I call it the statistical scramble. You know,
I love
a little SS for you. Now,
What are you, a Nazi?
that's true. No, I have
So
communist
is-
views though. Okay. Now, here's the thing. Why are we here? Let's break down the matchups.
Playoffs!
Playoff matchups. We're gonna only talk about the winners bracket, right? Because we don't really care about the consolation bracket yet.
Yeah, until we get the
Yet.
teats.
Until we get the teams coming around here. Okay. So let's start with honestly just bitter rivals. Randy Hansen versus Waleed. And how bad did Waleed need that win last week?
He needed it. He needed it. Especially for the $100 too. That's for the
$100
division.
is nice.
And the bye.
And the bye. And not to mention that you and Simo get bounced out. Arguably the
Yeah.
three best teams in the league right now. But now you got to go against. He has to go arguably against the best team in the league right now. So who do you like, Ryan, and why do you like?
So I'm taking a look at this, and I'm, obviously both have just tons of firepower in the wide receiver position. Looking at Waleed, not just a wide receiver, but I really like Waleed's matchup with Cam Newton going against Atlanta. Cam Newton's just been a man on fire. I don't care if he's going against Atlanta or Denver D. You're starting him, you're rolling with him. He's probably giving you at least a 25-point or a 25-point day. You gotta love Hopkins against New England, but
Do you?
the
do
thing
you
that
really like that?
I think you do, because I think Tom Brady, coming off 2 losses, finds the end zone early and often, and they have to air it out to get back into the game. As much as New England's D has been very stingy through the year, I think Hopkins puts you up at least a 15 just based on value.
I'm not a big fan of that matchup going Sunday night. Does Hoyer get a little bubble guts going?
The old BGs.
Going back to those stomping grounds too. By the
True.
way, I don't know if I like that matchup. And Malcolm Butler, I don't know if he's going to be playing him, but he's physical at least.
Yeah, but DeAndre Hopkins, have you seen a corner that can shut him down? Look at what he did to Darrell Revis when he went up against the Jets.
Yeah, he put Darrell Revis on the injured list.
85 yards, put him on the IR, found the end zone, 8 catches.
Okay.
That's tough.
I'm off
I
that.
think this is really going to come down to the running back matchups here in this one. Obviously, Randy's got a couple of stud running backs, but I don't particularly like their matchups. He's got Devontae Freeman going against Carolina, the #1 run defense in the league. And then Todd Gurley against Detroit, Detroit's defense has been looking up in recent weeks coming off that Packers win at Lambeau. So, and then you look at Waldo, C.J. Spiller against Tampa Bay. That's a stretch.
Tim Hightower would be more valuable than C.J. Spiller.
Honestly, and I picked him up because honestly I think they don't trust Spiller in pass protection, and it shows because he only gets a certain amount of snaps a game. I think Antonio Gates could be huge for him against Kansas City. And then his other running back spots, I think he's got Jeremy Hill versus Pittsburgh on the bench because Pittsburgh's D's been lighting it up. So
Jeremy Hill looked good though.
he did, but Pittsburgh's front 8 or front 7 can really stop the run. It's their secondary that's giving up points.
All right.
Here's the thing. Can I just touch on something real quick about the Devontae Freeman? I'm not scared of the Carolina matchup just because I think Devontae Freeman's going to get some stuff out of the backfield.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying Devontae Freeman's going for 20 because I don't believe he is, but at the same time, I think he still salvages the day with 4 or 5 receptions.
Okay, here's my breakdown of it. I've been breaking it down all week, mulling over it, losing sleep. Here we go. First off, I haven't won a game against Waleed since circa 2011.
Shit.
The last time I played against Waleed in the playoffs, I dropped a fat 56.
Oh, we all remember that one. That was
56,
great.
and that was in the Final Four. Yes. People
Oh,
don't forget.
shit.
I haven't. That's the last time I've been in the playoffs too. I haven't bounced back from that. So this is my first playoff appearance since that date. I might add. But here we go. Okay, have my beer, Mike. I don't care. At the quarterback position, I think Cam has got it over the Red Rocket. Cam's on fire.
But dude, Pittsburgh. Now here's the thing, though. Pittsburgh's defense,
Awful.
terrible.
Here we go. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say it's going to be by a lot, but I think he's got me. Wide receiver position. Antonio Brown or Hopkins, more points this week.
AB.
Like,
Nobody in that division can cover that, man. Nobody in the league can
All
cover
right,
that, man.
Robinson or Hearns, more points.
That's a toss-up. But here's the thing. I think Robinson is more consistent, but Hearns might get in the end zone. Because he always finds a way just to get in the end zone, Hearns.
I don't know, though. In recent weeks,
Hearns was out
since
last week.
Julius Thomas has been, he was out, but since Julius Thomas has been back in the picture, Hearns' end zone or red zone looks have just depleted. And they're force feeding the ball to that big tight end. They paid him the money. They got to get the results out of him. I don't know. I think you got Allen Robinson getting in the end zone, at the very least, outscoring Hearns by about 5 points.
And this is my thing. Who has more points, Gurley or Spiller?
Gurley has been the
Gurley's
vanishing
got-
man.
Gurley has put up a combined 8 points the last 2 weeks. Combined 8 points.
Well, I mean, that's more.
And he's
than
playing
close.
against Detroit C at the beginning of the year was last in run defense.
I should have
Circa
started that
the last 4 weeks, they're actually top 3 in run defenses. So I'm playing against number 1 run defense and the third number 1 run defense. I think it comes down. I think this game's gonna be a toss-up. I'm projected to win this game, but for some reason, I'm gonna take Wally to win this game, and this is why. Until I beat him, until he's been dethroned by me, you gotta go with him.
Here's the thing. I think you're catching Waldo's team at the best time. Like I get Cam Newton's playing Atlanta. Atlanta's got the worst rush defense in the league.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if I see a steady dose of Jonathan Stewart, Mike Tolbert, Frosty Whitaker for all that. Like they cannot stop the run. Worst run defense in the league. Like I don't know. I just don't. I mean, I think Cam's gonna have a big game, but I think Dalton could easily match him, and that's Wally's best guy to me.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Hopkins, but like he needs Cam to be great. Des Bryant's like Matt Castle is just not doing it for me.
Yeah.
I think the last drive though, he had 4 catches for like 40 yards.
It's about time.
Garbage time.
Garbage time.
That was the win of the game.
I like Randy's team and kind of big. I think by 20 at least.
I'm going to back you on that one, Mike. I think Randy wins. It's going to be a big one. Unless he can get a monster day out of Cam Newton, Hopkins, and some Antonio Gates. I just really don't see Des Bryant doing much. When it is, it's going to be in garbage time. I don't think he finds the end zone with Castle. He's going to see a lot of double coverage over there from Green Bay. If he doesn't get big games out of Cam Newton, Hopkins, and Gates, I think Randy wins this one by, let's say, 32 points.
Can I also say a big pickup for me this week was a little Rich Rodgers.
He's been feeling himself.
He's been feeling himself, especially since the Packers wide receivers can't get open.
Yeah, I think it's more so the Packers wide receivers haven't been feeling themselves, and Richard Rodgers has just been given the benefit of the doubt because of that. So.
Okay. So there it is. Randy going on in semis. Depending on who wins this next matchup, you could be either playing 80 or Seymour. So now, the next matchup, Jibber Jabs, the 3 seed with the bye. Not a bye, the 3 seed, but wins the division. Good for him. And going against me, the 6 seed, who inexplicably did not win his division, not get his bye. I was in first place in my division literally for 12 weeks and almost didn't make the playoffs. So I'm not feeling good about my team, as you could tell. I might have to start playing Gabbert. Just let that sink in, bro. Let that sink
There's
in.
a reason it's silent after that, Mike. I don't know.
Kane didn't even bark.
I think you're fucking nuts if you're gonna throw Blaine Gabbert out.
I like the
That's
matchup.
just me.
I like the
Go
matchup.
with your gut.
That's a little nug. Coming
It's
from the
playoffs.
fans
It's
line.
not time to tinker. It's playoffs. You go with your studs.
I can't start Derek Carr right now.
Wow.
You can't start Derek Carr, but I think there's better options out there for you than Blaine Gabbert. But
Whatever.
I'm not going to try and talk you off the ledge. It's your funeral.
So right now, going into halftime, Lath has an 18 from combined from Larry Fitz and AP. So just put that out there too. So Randy, who do you like this matchup?
This is the thing that you know what? If you asked me on Tuesday who was going to win this game, I was going to say Lath. And stop drinking my beer. I was going to say Lath. But the Cook's concussion on a Thursday?
Breaking news.
Really? What are we doing?
Hopefully,
New
Lath
Orleans?
sees this before Sunday and he changes his line.
No, I know.
See, I think it's good for Cooks to have a because I think Wheaton's going to have a better game against Cincinnati.
I don't know though. I mean, Wheaton's exploded the past 2 weeks, yeah, but Cincinnati's got a really good, passing defense and good pass rush. And I just think that after a guy explodes for 2 big weeks like that, defense.
But it's like how could you favor him when you got Antonio Brown and Martavis Bryant? They can just do whatever they want. It's not like you could direct special coverage to him.
Here's the thing though, all those guys get theirs. Even with him going off for get 2 big weeks.
And even Williams
Antonio
got
Brown's
his.
2 weeks during that time were even bigger.
And Williams got his,
Yeah. So yeah. Brian also got the end zone.
I love Big Ben, but maybe a Big Ben knee injury. I'm not saying, but
Whoa.
Hey, easy with that.
It's true.
Coming from the guy who was barking up a storm about when Brady and Edelman were going to go off for a combined 70, and Edelman finds himself on the IR right after that.
The kiss of
Be
death.
careful there. He's giving some people the kiss of death.
No, I don't mean to. I love Big Ben. Big Ben, I didn't take it back.
Late's also starting LaFell.
I like that play.
You really do? Can
Sunday night.
For
Give me
him.
some points Sunday night.
Can LaFell drop any more passes this year? Or
Yeah,
what?
He's due for a touchdown.
He
due for
dropped a
something.
combined four passes last game. He dropped 4 passes last game.
I think they're gonna find LaFell some, some space to work.
Here's why I think the matchup is won and lost. Peterson and
Okay, go.
Peterson and Frank Gore versus Drone and Jonathan Stewart. Drone has been solid the last 2 weeks.
especially against Cleveland's defense.
In general, like, can we just talk about my ability in the waiver wire this year? Just sneaky
You're
plays.
just awesome.
Just sneaky plays.
You're so good, Mike.
Deion Lewis. I'm just saying. Gary Barnage, Jordan Reed. I dropped it, but whatever. I'm just saying. I've been decent. Crockett Gilmore with a 14 when I started him. Okay, but I really
James White would have been a big one for you this week.
people
too.
might knock the decision not to play Ivory, but he has been running badly, and Blau Powell is just looking fresher and fresher to me.
Yeah.
I pretty much watch every Jets snap, by the way. Watching a lot of football.
You're just a big Jets fan.
Here's the thing.
J-E-S.
I like the matchup. That's why I want to start Gabbert. Cleveland's given up the 4th most fantasy points to quarterbacks this year. Gabbert sneakily has, out of 4 starts, 3 of them have gone for at least 20. He had 1 start against Atlanta. His first week, he put up 18.
Is going forward, is Gabbert the answer in San Francisco?
No, Derek Carr's. I think so.
I think so as well.
For me, I can't start Derek Carr
If they keep Thompson.
against Denver. I just can't do it.
No, you can't.
Can't do it.
I completely agree, but I think you got better options out there than Blaine Gabbert.
Who?
Alex Smith, San Diego. Chiefs have been on a fucking tear lately. Hoyer might be out there.
No.
I mean,
No.
And he's got
Yeah.
about 6 quarterbacks on his bench, so.
yeah, he could be hoarding them all. Maybe that's why he made it.
I think it's going to come down to. I hate to rely on ODB.
You're gonna have to.
I kind of need a 30 from him. I think to get this done.
I think you're gonna get good production out of him. Miami's defense has been a shadow of what it was last year, which is weird because they've upgraded a lot of positions. And the offense runs through him. Everything. He's averaging double-digit targets, probably 12, 13 targets a game. You're gonna get yours on ODB this week.
I'll say this: if by the end of tonight, if Fitzgerald and AP have combined more than 40 points, I'm taking the L. If they have under 40 points, I have a shot.
It's gonna be a close one, real
I
close
think,
one.
I think Demaryius Thomas goes off.
He's due.
Him and Osweiler are coming together a little bit.
Brock!
So, Randy, who do you like this week?
Who do you got?
I got Trotta wins. And by a large margin. I don't understand how late seed in the playoffs.
I do. He smoked me 3 weeks before playoffs started, and we were one.
Can I just give a shout out to Late, even though he made the playoffs, even though he might lose this week? That's a huge upgrade from the Steve Slayton days, drafting guys that were injured. Like the man's turned out to be a pretty okay fantasy player.
You got to think about
He's
it.
made a long way. He's made his bumps.
Bumps and bruises.
We had Mike when we drafted divisions. Who was my first pick overall for the divisions? Lathe.
And he wound up beating you.
Props to you, bud. I'm rooting
And
for
he
you.
wound up beating you. How
And
about
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pick Lathe in this one too.
I like it.
And I think it comes down to Amari Cooper's going against Denver.
Hate
Not
that
going to be
matchup.
good,
Hate it.
which really puts him in a tough spot for his quarterbacks. I'm not really liking the Jonathan Stewart against Atlanta.
Atlanta, the worst rush defense in the league, by the way.
I know they are, but something about they're versus they're at Carolina. I don't know. I think Jonathan Stewart lays an egg, and I think you're really not going to get much production out of Amari Cooper. And I think Gore has a huge game against Jacksonville. They really stuck to the run out there in Indianapolis.
Gore's been hurt though, man.
Hurt, but in on every snap, finishing every game. And he's been putting up really good numbers. He had an 18 or 19 for late last week. Looked really good.
I don't know. I mean, I like the Gore start, whatever. At the same time, I think a sleeper for me, though, Seattle going against Baltimore.
That is big. Matt Schaub is the pick six machine.
Six. It was either 6 or 7 pick sixes in his last.
Not even
longest
that
streak in
either.
NFL history.
Not a mobile quarterback at all. Not going to be able to escape the pocket. Like, I think they're going to get a couple sacks, probably a pick. But I also like Green Bay, how he picked up Green Bay against St.
Louis or Dallas.
Yeah, I like that play.
I think
And Green Bay.
I think for all of you guys got to keep a watch. Put Jimmy Clausen on your watch list because if he starts for Baltimore, that could be big trouble for you with Jimmy Clausen reuniting with your man Mark Trestman out in Baltimore. That could
Wait,
be
and
big.
two-
Jimmy
and
Clausen's
Clausen-
on the Bears?
No, he's on Baltimore. Back
And
up.
he's a little sneaky quarterback that doesn't take a lot of sacks.
Hey, fuck! Maybe you should start him this week.
Hey! Shoot me a text after you see this. Tell me if you like the Gabbert start. If not, we'll see.
What are you're gonna base your decision on people's texts?
He's gonna pull the audience. What is this? Who wants to be a millionaire? Jesus.
Hold on. Here's the thing. I like the start against Cleveland. I like it. We'll see. Now, that about does it for the matchups. So I personally have Lath. I don't like picking myself.
Let me just say something here. Former champ last year. I want to wish all you guys best of luck. You know, I can be a little bit more humble now that I've come back down to earth, got knocked out by 11 points by this man here to my left.
But you've been on top of the mountain, you know what I
Yeah, you know, once
mean? How's the view?
it was a good view while I was up there. I got 3 more weeks at the top, and let's just say that I'm taking the trophy everywhere I go for the next 3 weeks. Best of luck to all you guys, and may all your players do well. Good luck.
You couldn't ask for a better champ, right?
Gracious.
Just trying to stay humble here.
As always, we appreciate it.
Mhm.
And we close every week with 2 segments. I feel like they're very good segments.
Yeah.
Starting
Favorites.
to take the internet by storm, by the way.
I think we're getting like almost over 50 views.
We are up to 52 hits a
52 hits.
week. So-
We're doing things,
Follow
right?
us on Twitter.
As you know, Mikey Mack likes to do a little pop-off, drop-off. Pop-off, meaning the guy that's just going to have a huge game. Drop-off, meaning the guy's projected a big game. Not so much. No. Here's my pop-off, drop-off. I'm going to start with a little drop-off today. Because I mentioned it earlier, Cam Newton. I know Cam Newton's been tearing up the league. I know the Falcons are a really bad team. I get this. Something tells me, though, I got an inkling that Cam Newton goes for under 20 this week. I just got an inkling, and here's why. Atlanta's run defense is so bad, I would not be surprised if Jonathan Stewart, Mike Tolbert, even Cam Newton, 40 rushes this week. I think that they basically have the division. They have the first round bye. I don't think they want to put Cam in any unnecessary, harmful situations. Right? You're already 12-0.
I believe that they can clinch with a win this weekend.
Can't clinch with the win. I don't expect anything too crazy. I think, like I said, they're going to pound the rock.
Home field advantage too, right?
They're going to pound the rock. And I know Atlanta's defense. I think Atlanta's offense does just enough to extend some drives to keep Cam off the field. And so, like I said, drop off this week. Even though I think Carolina still gets the win, drop off this week, Cam Newton. Now, a little pop off. This is gutsy. This is a gutsy play here, but. No, I'm not going to blame Gary. I wanted to just to make myself feel good, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with Green Bay defense, and here's why. Something tells me Matt Castle. First of all, Green Bay defense, that Detroit game, they couldn't stop Matt Stafford in the first quarter, and all of a sudden, Stafford couldn't even move the ball the last 3 quarters. Their defense is kind of fast. They get to the quarterback. They're solid. Something tells me Matt Castle's throwing a pick 6. Just something tells me. I really like Green Bay. I think Peppers gets to the quarterback. I think Matthews gets a sack. I'm predicting Green Bay defense to go for at least a 22. And they're going to pop off. And that's big for Leith. 22. So that's my pop-off, drop-off for this week. Now, what do you think about that?
I like the Green Bay call. I like the Cam call, too. I'm going to go ahead and throw my own little pop-off. And I'm taking a look at the consolation bracket because, remember, there are more than 6 teams in this league. And my pop-off is going to go to Devontae Parker against the New York Giants for Dave Steuben. Dave has been pecking at the waiver wire the past couple of weeks. I think he's really not only trying to put himself in a place where he doesn't need to get in that Teats Bowl next week and fight to keep himself out of last place and be the beer maid at the next year's draft. But I think he's also trying to set a new record for the amount of money owed due to the waiver wire pickups.
Yes, absolutely. And pay a college payment.
You're Devontae Parker, big game.
I think so.
All right, now that's pop-off, drop-off. Yeah, a little mild taste. Not coming at you too strong today. Segment that everybody talks about. Segment everybody loves. We all know it. Commissioner's Corner. So, Commish, we're all excited. eagerly anticipating this corner. So who do you got for us?
Sit back and enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to Commissioner's Corner. This is the one and only commish. 2 people in the corner this week. First, this is actually going to be a positive for once in the Commissioner's Corner. Simo Dallas. If you asked me after the first 3 weeks when Simo was 0-3 if he was making the playoffs, I would say absolutely not. The man went on an 8-game winning streak. A lot of things have to go your way for an 8-game winning streak. I got to give him the benefit of the doubt of that. But the man made the right moves and the right decisions. His not playing Eddie Lacy last week,
Huge.
after he put up 2 100-yard games,
Huge.
like I asked him, like, how did this happen? I'm like, what did you know that I didn't know? Because I couldn't understand why he wouldn't play him. Everything in that situation told you to play Eddie Lacy. And Eddie Lacy put up a stinker and you didn't play him. So big shout out to Simo. Second, this one's near and dear to me. Everyone's took their turn in the corner this year, I think. Everyone's had their chance. Almost. This time I pointed myself.
Ooh.
Randy, this goes to you. I'm talking to you.
You're on your own on this one.
You're on your own. This is the first opportunity you're in the playoffs. In about, 4 years? Arguably, you've had the best team in the league throughout it. You've dropped the most points. You've got the most points dropped against, but you had the best team. This is your opportunity to show it. If you do not, I don't know if I can swallow this pill. If you do not beat Waleed, this is like the most epic fucking battle I've ever been a part of. Everything, you couldn't script this any better. You're going for your first playoff berth in 3 years. Your first playoff berth in 3 years, and you're going against your fucking rival, the person you despise. And if he beats it, I don't know if I can walk away from this. I might have to resign as commissioner. You heard it here first.
Stop.
I don't know if I can play fantasy football if I don't win this week, next year. You have everything you need. I have a good quarterback. I have great wide receivers. I have great running backs. I picked up a finally good tight end, Richard Rodgers. I got the best defense in the league, and I got a good kicker. Fucking win! Just fucking win! For once, I'm begging you. Because if you don't, it'll be the end of me. It's pretty much the kiss of death. If I do not win, put it on the table. Put a bet.
You're doing it right now.
On the podcast, if I do not win, first off, I'm taking off work. That's for sure. Someone put out an APB. Yes, it's called an APB, Mike. Not BPB, like a fucking beer pong or something you called it last time. An APB, because I'm going to go missing. I'm going to do the old cinder blocks to the fucking shoes and try to find all the fishes in Lake Michigan. But if I do not win, I will personally on this podcast, we have a case of Busch Light in there. Do we not?
Yeah, we do.
I will personally shotgun 2 beers on this segment, and I will sit on this segment and I will not talk. I will sit there with a fucking dunce hat that you're a fucking loser. You want me to face the wrong way? Because I fucking will, because I'll fucking deserve it. Fucking win, motherfucker. Win. That's all I ask for. Just once. I don't care after this week. Just fucking win. That's pretty much it for the Commissioner's Corner.
Oh, I felt it.
Heartfelt commissioners.
Man, just got me all, got the passion inside me.
The
Now I
chills.
want to win. Wow. So, I don't even know how to close this segment.
I don't know, because I feel like I'm the Cubs. Who's going to win first? I've never won this league. I never even made it to the championship.
Alright. Well, hopefully you get that done. Get over the mountain time this week, right? As always, we want to thank our guest, Ryan Holmberg. Man, you really brought it today. Appreciate it. As he always does. As always, all our guests do. Again, so I think we got maybe 2-3 more shows left. And so if you're interested in trying to come out of the corner, let us know. Get us at SO Touchdowns Twitter.
Follow us on Twitter.
Come through 33 Emerald.
Shout out to our guys overseas.
Shout out to guys overseas. Like I said, I want to thank you for tuning in. And remember, it's never too late to come relax in the lounge. Take care.
Good night, Italy. Go fuck yourself, Waleed.